All right, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. Today we are looking at version 5 update of ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews Etnyre Blackhawk Lowboy. So this is what we see. This is actually the triple going on here. We're going to take a look at some of the options on here. It's not going to be an extensive review because I've already done that. There have been some updates that we'll discuss, and I'll show you a few of the new loads, and then we're going to go ahead and take a drive with it. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing that we probably want to look at is all the different configurations that we can get set up with. We noticed that we have some standards here, and these are just your 3 axles on the back, your standards. These are going to be your lighter weights. Some of the biggest things that were changed, except for the loads, would be the number of configurations that we have. And the cargoes that are attached to these are also important too. And for the trailers that are smaller and more set up for lightweight, in this case, the distinction was made for those cargo that are less than 100,000 pounds are going to be strictly on these smaller configurations. Whereas the bigger configurations like the doubles and the triples are going to get all of the loads. So you're not going to get a 40,000 pound load on a triple, and you're not going to get a 120,000 pound load on one of these standards here. We also have the standards in a flip-up variation. This makes it a 4-axle, and that's one of the biggest changes here is we have 4 different 4-axle trailers. Here's one right here with the flip-up. Another one that we have is with it down, and again these have different configurations that go along with them once we actually go into building it. And then we've got ones that have this little stinger on the back, and of course we also have our triples. So we got our stinger with 2 axles on the back, and ones with just the single axle stinger. So lots of different configurations here. Again, 4 different 4-axle trailers. We got standard, we got lightweight, and the cargoes to match them appropriately. And the goal here with this update was to try to make something that was a little bit more realistic. So I think the biggest configuration that Etnyre currently does is a 332, and that can be done on the 3-axle with the 3-axle Jeep. This is the triple. So you're not going to see any sort of configurations that are not realistic. That's one of the main things that were done. We also see a lot of color options that were added, and I'll see that as we go in and take a look at some of the options. Also, mud flap options were added to these smaller trailers. And then let's go ahead, let's just select the triple, because the triple pretty much covers a whole lot of it. So we've got our triple there. We are going to go with the, we just have one option there with the flat floor. And then here's our option. Are we going to go articulated 7-axle or articulated 8? Right now we're set up for 8. Let me go ahead and click on the 7. So we lose one of the axles here on the Jeep. And the Jeep is just designed to carry a lot more of the weight and take it off of the Kingpin, which is very realistic and is actually offered by Etnyre. In terms of paint schemes, this is really cool because we actually have preset colors, and this was already on the previous one. But interesting though, let me go ahead and take a look at the double, because this is kind of cool. Where's the double? And we get a double, customize the configuration. If we go into the paint, we have the single color, but we also have the Etnyre triple. And I mean, technically this is a double with the single axle stinger, but we can actually customize. We have 3 different colors. So if I wanted my main color to be black, say I want my second color to be green, go figure. First color is black. Secondary color is right here. It's actually this 3rd node. We'll make it green. And then this orange is kind of the pinstriping that goes around the edge. So I might want to make that like a bright green or something like that. And I kind of have the build for today when we take the drive. I actually have that set up. All right, let's go back to the triple. So looking at the options for this, not a ton has changed. It's in terms of nodes, it's really more about configurations of the different axles and stuff. But trailer in front, you want a toolbox, or do you want this type of toolbox? Okay, so you can go through and change the different markers on this front Jeep, and then obviously the wheels and rims and everything. We got markers on the actual trailer itself here. So standard, exclusive gives you a few more. Exclusive chrome just turns everything chrome. We do have one option for the fender. It's just in a rubber and plastic. And rather than make it all fancy with chrome and stuff, this is more of a realistic, this is a working lowboy. So we're going to be dragging it through the sand, through the mud. We'll go ahead and stick those on the end as well. Obviously, wheels and tires and everything. Rear mud flaps, we've got a couple different options. This was something that was announced in the update. I kind of like that Blackhawk with the actual hawk on there. For the rear bumper, we can go standard. And let me turn the lights on. So even the standard has strobe lights going on the back of the trailer as well as on this Stinger here. And then we have the exclusive, just giving us some of those lights at a 45. And then we can do that in chrome as well. Get the lights off. So trailer, we can get additional beacons on there, so we can have like a ton of beacons both on the stand and on the Stinger there itself, or we can just go with the small ones if we want to be a little bit more discreet. But this is probably the best setup if you're going to hang a banner. So go with an oversized load down there or oversized load up there on the rack. That's pretty cool. So I think the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to look at some of these new loads. 14 new loads have been added. I'm not going to show all of them. I want to give you a sense, and some of them you've already seen if you follow ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews Facebook page. So I'm going to show a few of them, and then some of them I'm going to leave to your imagination. But there are now a total of 45 loads on there, and he claims that there will eventually be upwards of 100 loads on this. So he's going to keep coming up with new models for all of these different cargo. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cargo now. So if we're kind of browsing through all of the different cargos, there's two different setups. This is more of your standard with the flip up axle in the back, or we can actually go with cargo that's for the triple. And this, as you see, this is set up as a 7 axle as opposed to an 8. One's missing here, but we can go through all of the different cargos here. There's tons of cargos. I'm not going to go through all of them. So the first one that we're going to take a look at is the Cat D11T bulldozer. This thing is absolutely gargantuous, and I don't know offhand what the weight is on it, but it's got to be over 100,000. So this is definitely one of the big heavy hitters in the new cargos that is coming with this update. That thing is cool. All the detail and stuff. It'd be cool to see kind of a dirty version too. But this one is simulated as, out of the factory. Has not been used on its way to its first job. And the next one we have actually comes with one of the standard trailers. You can probably also get this on the double as well. And that is the Cat 745C articulated dump truck. This also looking like it's coming from factory, not any dirt on it or anything, but just tons of detail, not only on the chains and stuff, but on the individual lines that you have. So cool. So adding a lot of big cargo in this one. All right. Another one that we want to look at is the Cat 24M motor grade. And this thing is just crazy long. You obviously are going to need a triple if you're going to be carrying this. Look at all the detail, even in the wood that's supporting it. And of course, all the lines running along the lowboy itself. Just really cool. Lots of detail there. Even in the cab, you can see all of the attention to detail. Great. And the next one we will look at is the Cat 336D excavator. Notice how we're back on one of the standard trailers with the flip up. Kind of going back and forth to show you that there have been improvements on all sizes of the trailer. And this one is kind of set up, looks more used. Looks like maybe a little bit dirty, but definitely maybe some, is that rust going on or some dirt going on along the track? So that's kind of cool. Just kind of pan around here so you can see all the different details. But this is probably something you're going to also see on the double. Obviously, we got the warning flags that come with it. So, and this would technically be considered a wide load. It's even coming off of the sides of the Lowboy itself. So that's the 336D excavator. Next one we can look at is the Tiger Cat 635E log skidder, and this one was previewed on the Facebook page already. You can see there's already simulated dirt going on. This is definitely a used tractor. Got the mesh here on the door, protective covering. Just tons of detail going on here, which is, if you own this trailer or if you've seen any pictures of it, you know that detail is definitely a priority for ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews. All right, there's 3 more that I want to show you. This one, definitely wide. I mean, they got to put it up on blocks because it's way wider than the actual Lowboy itself. This is the John Deere 870G excavator, and then this is going to come in. You're going to have to have a big engine to be hauling this one for sure, and you're probably going to want, I would assume that something like this in real life would actually have some sort of like a motorcade going along with it, and maybe even blocking off some roads, because you're easily taking up 2 lanes with this whole thing. This whole thing is huge. Look at all the detail going on inside that little cockpit there. Wow. I don't even know. I'd probably have to build something special to be carrying this, because it's just absolutely huge and the weight is going to be through the roof. All right, 2 more. All right, we have the John Deere 9620R tractor. This thing is absolutely huge. Looks like it's factory, all clean, good to go. This thing is absolutely huge. The last one that I want to show you, you might not suspect. This was kind of thrown on. If you're following the Facebook page, you'll know about it. But little Smokey and the Bandit going on here. We've got a Trans Am. That's pretty cool. You can even see pretty high level of detail into the car on the dashboard and everything. But I can definitely see some people carrying this with a certain truck on the front, if you guys want to do that whole RP thing. Anyway, there's a few of the loads and configuration changes, colors, mud flaps, and things that are issued here in version 5 of the Etnyre Blackhawk Lowboy. Let's go take a drive. Okay, we have the load. We are here in Corpus Christi. We're going to take a run run to Brownsville. So we're going to be in Texas today, and we are looking at the Cat C45C articulated dump. This is one of the loads that I just showed you, and I've got the took advantage of the upgrades in the different paint jobs that you can do for the trailer, and I kind of made it so that it matches the truck skin, which is a Cat skin. We're going to be driving the Mack Superliner by Dealing Woo, and the skin on it is from Polly's Custom Skins. So we're all decked out in Cat. Couldn't be any more Cat today, even like how we got the red stripes there on the fender, and then I matched it with the pinstriping on the trailer as well, and going with basically black and this yellow orange. And for the most part, all the colors match pretty well. But we're here in Corpus Christi. Haven't done a run in Texas in a little bit, so we got the cranes moving in the background. This is somewhat urgent, so let's go ahead and get everything ready to go.
The time has arrived, President Wazer. The world awaits your commands.
All right, we have a Mack E9. This came with the truck. I am not using any other third-party engines on this. Just decided to go with one that comes with the truck itself. This is 484 horsepower, so it's definitely juiced a little bit, but I think we're going to need it because this Cat 74C is coming in at 72,765 pounds. And let's head down to Brownsville. Along the way, I will talk a little bit about the transmission, because the transmission is a Mack Triplex 15 speed, so I got 5 in my main, 3 in the auxiliary. Let's go ahead and get going in. I'll keep this up so that you can see. I'm going to start out in 1 low. Make sure the parking brake is off, and we do have headlights turned on, correct? Yeah, we had them. Okay, we'll go ahead and get the window down, just in case anyone wants to yell at us as we're coming out. Might as well get our beacons on too. Beacons on the stand, beacons on the Stinger, on the trailer, and on the truck. Of course, if you're hauling this, it's probably a good use to have those beacons. Pulling out of the turner here. Come to a complete stop. No one seems to be coming. Seeing a little bit of a frame hit, something that I've seen before in Texas. I hope that doesn't translate bad on the actual video. Whoop. We'll go directly into 2. Go and get our 4-ways off. Probably get our beacons off too now that we're out on the road. I'm going to let the keep the window down so you can hear the engine a little bit. No trains coming. Kind of hard to stop all this momentum, so we're just skipping along from 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. A little bit different about a Mack twin stick here is that the auxiliary, or the compound, is on the inside toward the driver, and your main is on the outside. So I got 5 over here and 3 on the inside. This is my own transmission, and if you want, I can get the files over to you guys, especially if you know how to manipulate the controls file. As we go into 4 low. But I've got a transmission that a specified transmission that I use in here, the gearbox layout file, and the code for the 15-speed triplex. This thing is a big load. Got that Stinger shaking a little bit. We're only at 30. Just a cool looking cargo and trailer. Gotta love it. Let's get up to speed now a little bit. Ooh, little understeer there, especially on corners when you're carrying a whole bunch of momentum. So we got over here bottom left for the auxiliary is low. Where it is now, bottom right is direct, and then upper right is going to be your high. You might want to call it overdrive or over for the Mack. I labeled it high, but you can label it anything you want in the gearbox layout file. Just getting up to speed here. It's a decent amount of weight on here. Pull it into 5th. That was one of my pickup spots that I was going to pick here in Corpus Christi. But we decided, oh, trailer damage. How is there trailer damage? Is it possible that because the dump truck is wider, maybe I hit the wall? I've been getting a few errors with trailer damage, and the couple places that I've seen them occur is actually bumps that I went over too fast. So kind of weird. It could have absolutely been the case that I was too close to the wall. As you can see, the tires and the bed extends out wider than the actual trailer itself. Oh, we're turning right. We're turning right. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that. Oh, we're going to crash. Oh, we're going to crash. Understeer. That is so realistic. That is so realistic. Wow. Let's go back into 4. I think we're good for it. Nope. Let's go 3 high. If you can find 3. I'm not used to shifting the main on the outside. I'm used to this being my splitter, or my aux. Get the Jake off. I don't think we're going to the... Oh, we are. Thanks, Morgan.
Exit right.
Will do. And we got I'm noticing we got a lot of understeer going on. We got once you start to get above like 50,000 pounds with this trailer, you're going to get a lot of understeer. So you got to really take the corners nice and gently. Sometimes you just got to take your foot off the accelerator entirely. I'm not hating this engine. I'm not hating this engine. I don't know who designed it. It just kind of came with the truck. It's definitely more of a like, hey, this is a heavy piece of machinery, and it matches with the trailer and everything, so that's kind of cool. I don't know if that Stinger is supposed to be shaking like that at 45 miles an hour, but it is. That has to do with weights or what's going on. It doesn't seem to be affecting how we're driving. Go back into direct. When you're shifting a lot with this transmission, you're shifting in the auxiliary, they're pretty quick shifts. Trailer damage, see? What's going on? I'm not hitting anything. Am I just going too fast for the... Like, it's shaking a little bit. Is that what's getting damage? No idea. No cars over there in the distance, but I'm going to get over here. So, yeah, I've been getting a lot of trailer damage when running this for sure. I don't know what that's all about. I don't think there's any sort of conflicting mod or anything going on. But let me know if you guys have this Etnyre Blackhawk and if you're getting trailer damage too. Or if it's just my driving. Ah, where's the train? Where's the train? We're gonna hit it? Don't know where it is. Oh, it's off to the right. Okay, running parallel. We're good. And I don't think we're turning anytime soon. Back to 1 low. And even with this, what is it? 72,000 pounds. We're pretty good to just go straight up into second. Just gotta hang. Let it fall off a little bit. Get the Jake off again. I'm going to do the same thing with third. Going at about 1,300 RPMs. Skipping over direct and high in first and second. Once you get up into third though, probably a good idea unless you're 50,000 pounds or below to just keep walking it. You could probably skip the direct and go to high if you wanted to. I'm not doing that with 72,000 pounds though. Good that we got the skip on that, so we can get on down the road. 2.5 hours game time. Let me shift through a few more gears here, and then we'll go to the outside, and I'll probably meet you a little bit closer to the drop point. See if we can get back up into fifth again. I think we can beat him. I think we can beat him. Oh, sir. Yeah, we're pulling away from him pretty good now. Let's go into fifth. Definitely third, fourth, and fifth with this heavy weight. I'm walking it and hitting every one of the auxiliary gears. I have been up to 75 miles an hour. That was with 50,000 pounds on my last drive. Wonder if we can get up to 75 this time. Might take a little bit. We can go up in a direct now. Seems like we got a pretty good stretch. Let me zoom out on the GPS. not a whole lot of curves. I think we can, we might be able to get up to, well, we're definitely getting 65. I don't know, maybe on a downhill we can get to 70. Like I said, I was able to get to 75, but with about 50,000 pounds. No, she's still accelerating. We're gonna hit 70. Got about 1,700 RPMs there, 1,800 almost. Might be able to switch it into high pretty soon, or overdrive. We are definitely keeping up with traffic here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, about 1,900. Let's go for high. Oh, perfect. Just sitting there nice and calm and at 1,500 RPM, 72. So we're definitely getting up to the speed limit. Just about 75 with 72,000 pounds. It's pretty cool. And it's taken me a few drives to get used to the shifting again. I've driven this before in the past. I actually wrote the gearbox layout file probably about 6 months ago, but I haven't driven it in a while. I've been driving the Spicer transmissions that I came out with, and it's so confusing. Just remember which one is your main and which one is your aux. But I've been on about 3 or 4 drives with this now, and I think I've pretty much got it dialed in. I haven't made that mistake too bad. We hit some sort of bump. Whoa. Okay. That thing's going crazy, but we still don't have trailer damage. Did you guys see that bump? Wow. That was crazy. Definitely, we lost about 5-6 miles an hour. Okay. Let's get the Jake back on. We're down to 65. Ooh, a little bit of understeer. A little bit of understeer. Off the gas a little bit. Let's go back down into direct. And over this this overpass. And we're about an hour outside of Brownsville. Let's go ahead and take a look on the outside, and I'll be with you closer to delivery. Alright, about 37 minutes out now. Actually going through the outskirts of Brownsville right now. That has to be a quicker shift. What is going on up here? Got a water leak or something? Oh, we're gonna have to get over. That's not looking good. Yeah, they gotta get that fixed.
Continue straight.
Looks like we're gonna merge. Go, merge, merge. God, I suck driving third person. A little bit more understeer there. About 1,800 RPMs. Let's take it into fifth. We have our left turn signal on. Yep. Get that off. Beautiful scenery in Texas. It's a nice drive. We're coming up on the destination here. I'm gonna get off the accelerator a little bit. Actually kick some Jake in there. Yeah, we gotta slow down anyway.
In 400 meters, turn right.
I'm gonna need some brake for that. Get our beacons on so they know we're pulling in here. That Jake off.
You've arrived. It's been my honor and duty to see you through this mission.
Get our windows down. Nope, we never rolled them up. Well, you got to hear that engine anyway. Get our four-ways on. In addition to our beacons. Just a nice setup. Loving the skin. Thanks to Pauly's Custom Skins on this Mack Superliner. Loving the Superliner itself, the trailer, the cargo. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. Let's get her shut down. Parking brake on. And go. Parking lights on only. We'll get the beacons off, keep the four-ways on, and we'll shut her down. Alright, welcome to Brownsville. Thanks for coming along on the ride. I hope you guys enjoyed the walkthrough of the version 5 update from ATS Trucks and Trailers Reviews Etnyre Blackhawk. It is spectacular. The new loads are great. All the different configurations on the rear axles and everything. And just made for kind of a nice drive. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can see all my videos. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care.